we are going to learn about to-do list using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So in this case, we are going to save a file. So first I'm going to my folder where I'm going to save my file. Yeah, we can save here. So I'm going to name it todo.html. Now make sure I'm going to use here HTML, CSS, JavaScript as well as Bootstrap for better UI. Okay, so if you have not done any of the UI, you must go for at least Bootstrap before. Okay, so in this case, firstly we need the Bootstrap links. So I would prefer to go to the Bootstrap official website. You can go there. Here you can go with these two links. First one is a CSS link, that is a bootstrap.min.css file that we can copy here, and in the second case we are going for the bootstrap.bundle.min.js. These two links are more than enough for it. And secondly, I need the font awesome icons. Here we can get the link also, so just copy them. Now we are done with the Bootstrap links as well as the font awesome icons links. We require some icons also. So if you have done to-do list before, you can see some basic requirements, just like if I click on any of the UI, here you can see they have mentioned date or time. We are not mentioning that. We are just going for a simple to-do list. First. Okay, in that case we are going to add a new task, then going for the status part. And one more thing we need to mention here is we need to add the delete button also, just like they have mentioned here. Okay, so we need to work on these things. So first you can see the UI parts. You can use any of the UI you want. Okay, we will go for the simple UI first. Let's start with the Bootstrap. Those have done before Bootstrap, they must be knowing that we have some backgrounds. Secondly, like if I'm going to see the output, you can see the output is gray right now. If I'm not mentioning it, you will get the white background. Okay, so in this case we will start with the row, then goes for the margin 0, column. There we are going to mention a card, the card body. Inside that card body we will mention, now we need that two things. First one is the plus icon, where you can add any of the list. You can go for the modal, you can go for the off canvas, or you can directly mention that in the footer part of the card. And second thing we require is the list, the design. Okay, so for that case we have this one right now. So I don't require div right now. We will go for the ULLI, unordered list, list group item. Here I have mentioned like homework, and we require the icon also. So I have already mentioned the icons, the library. Here you can see we just need to call the names right now. So I will go for a far check circle or square. We will choose whatever you want. Square, I think that would be better to watch. Okay, and second one is your the icon required is it's a basic square. Okay, and for the click event you can go for a button design. By default buttons look like this, and you can use the classes btn sm for the small one. Okay, if you want to go for the color of the button, okay, you can go for btn danger, info, warning, success, any of the color you want. If you don't require that, you just go skip this one and copy the button design for the next spam. Here you can see the both are done, and the icon of the arrow of a cursor changes. Okay, so in this case we will just change the uh, color of the icon, not the button. Okay, so for the check one, now these are basically icons. So icon comes with a text color. Okay, the button come with a background color, makes a difference. Okay, so we are going for the text success, and second one we are going for the text we can go for warning, any of the color you want, that totally depends upon you. We should align the content to the center, so for that justify content center, align items center. Justify content will help you at the horizontal part, and align item will help you at the vertical part. But make sure when you see the output, it will not align vertically. The reason behind is because of the height. We need to mention the height of 100 VH. Then it will perfectly mention the accuracy of that height. Okay. So in this case, we are done with these parts. In the second part, we require another div with a card footer. Here you can see the design, simple. Okay, if you want to go for a header part also, you can go for that one also. You just need to mention their like heading. If I'm showing like a to-do list and provided header, it will look like this. For the heading, we need to mention some classes like text center, text I think light, the color should be success or warning. Let's make it danger right now, better. Font weight should be bold. Enough. Now we go to the footer part. In that case, we need one more div. In that, I'm going to mention an input group. In that input group, we will provide one input of your text, type text, with the class form control, placeholder, fill your task, and we need to specify the ID also. Make sure I'm going to use ID here for that. So for the button, we will use a span tag and far plus, if I'm not wrong. Perfectly working. The class is btn. Let's make it dark, a black color icon. Okay, so we are done with this part. Now the design portion is almost complete. Just left with the delete trash, and the icon should be your dark ptn dark, and let it flow to the end part of the list. This one is better. Same goes with this one also. Again the same trash. Let's check the output. Perfect. Now in this case, what we require is we need the scripting part, the logical part. I'm done with the UI right now. I'm not making any of the UI again. Okay. If you require, you can do that one by your own. Okay. So in this case, we are left with the JavaScript part only. Now let's start with the JavaScript. So in this case, let's start with the scripting part. Now first case, we are not using any database. So make sure you need to mention an array or any other thing like that, so that you can store a data for a while, for some time. Okay. So I would prefer that we should provide an array, giving an example of task name, just like homework. If I need to complete my homework, it's like a task, and the status of that specific homework. Okay, make sure. So the status is by default false. Now make sure if the status is false, you should see the yellow icon. If the status got true, then it will go for the green icon. One more thing I left, I just remember, that is your class text decoration line through. Done. Perfect. So let's continue. I will give some samples like homework 1, homework 2, homework 3, and the homework 2 is done. So I just made a sample array. Now we should start with the function part. Make sure always try to define functions for any of the work you require here. Okay, so for showing my to-do list, I just mentioned a function. Now in this case, we need to mention so we have two parts here. One is the first part is the list that was done, and the second part is the list which is not done yet. Okay, so for that case we will go for the if else, obviously. So here I'm going to start with a variable. Okay, see, you can use let constant, that's up to you, that you are using the old version of JavaScript or the new version of JavaScript. Okay, so I will explain you both the ways in my upcoming videos that you can get from another playlist. Okay, so here I'm just going to mention a variable str, going for the loop because we have the array right now. So array requires to be solved by loop. So here I'm going to mention a variable tt, a shortcut for to do square brackets I. Okay, now in this case we just need to call the string data. Now in this case I will use the side quotes, that would be better option, and we just need to copy one of my list, not both required, just copy one. Okay, here it is. need some arrangements. So I will manage them in a row. That would be easier for me to work. So if we cross check this output, this will help me with the repetition of my to-do list. So just comment these codes. We don't require these things. Okay, these are just the designs, not the logic part. I need the logic part also. So for that we are going to start with document.getElement by id. You can use getElement by id, getElement by class name. Okay, that I have already mentioned in the previous playlist of JavaScript. Okay, that which one would be better or how to work with them. Okay, so get element by id, the id name is print, and I am going to print it with the help of inner HTML with the variable name string. Okay, let's check the output. See, I am getting 3 outputs right now. It totally depends upon the array list you are providing here. If I am providing 4, it will give you the 4 output. Okay, this is how it works. This is the basic logic for this thing. Make sure it is not providing me the data, it is just providing me the design. Okay, a shortcut version of that same thing which we have done before. Now in this case we just need to first change the content. Let's change this thing. So I'm going to use the $sign, and here we have the tt dot name. Let's check. See, homework 1 2 3 4 5, all the names are given below. And the second part, we have the button obviously, and the text also. For that I am going to use a new variable, making a variable of let's name it AA. Now in this case we require the if else condition. In the if else we need to mention that that tt status. If it is true, then we should get this design result, else we should get this one result. So in this case we are going to cut this part. The design we were having, that was your checked one, and the second design we require here is the non-checked one. That is basically your simple square with a warning. You can see in the code we have done before at the top of the HTML. Okay, here it is. So the variable we have mentioned AA, we just need to call it at the same position we were doing the buttons and name list. See, we are done with this part. Now in this case we can see the list where I have mentioned true, it is already giving me the cross sign and checked icon. Okay, and another case false one gives me the yellow icon and the normal text. This is how it works. Okay, this is how we can fetch your data from an simple array objects. So we don't require all the thing. It was just for the testing purpose, so we can remove it for now. Now let's come to the second part. Now in the second case we required that how we can add one more data in your to-do list. Add to do. So I am providing one more like function. Now in this case, make sure this function should be called through the button, that was this one, the plus button. Okay, so add to and already mentioned the name, so we will go to my function variable name equals to document dot get element by id name. I don't call the value again, I will do it later. First, name dot value. If the condition is true, means if the value is empty. If someone tries to put an empty input field, okay, so in that case you will get the alert message, please fill your task. It's a simple one. Okay, and the same case, if someone already have mentioned any other data, okay, that should be pushed to your array, that is to do. So for that case you need to mention the to do push. Now make sure the data should be in the form of this object case. So here, instead of that homework, you can go for the name dot value and status should be false. In the first case it should be false, and the second case, when you are done with your work, you should click on it and get it true. Okay, after adding this one, we just need to refresh your show list. Let's try this one, if it is working or not. If I am not giving any other task, it should provide me fill your task. Oh great. And if I'm providing it, like let's make Maggie and add it, we got the output. Perfect. Few cases, like we need to empty the input field and highlight the input again. Okay, so in that case you can go for the name dot focus. If someone haven't done anything in the input field, then it should focus first. Okay, and same case goes for this one, but before that you should empty your field. So after that you will go for the focus part. You can call the focus after else part also, that would be simple also. So in this case, homework already mentioned, make food. So say if I'm trying to add directly, it will highlight the input field. If I try to add something like bring veggies and add it, it will get the output of that, as well as it will clear the input field and focus it again. Okay, these are the basic of adding any of the task in your to-do list. First case is done. Another case, second case, now we need to go for the update part, status update. Okay, so in this case I will go for the on click, starting with the this is already checked one, means the status is already true, so I need to make it false. So for that I will go for the function undone. You can name it anything you want, that's up to you. I just need to mention the id, the I variable that will provide me the index value. Okay, and the second case we have the done. So I mentioned the two functions here. One is your done with the argument value of x, and the second function is your undone with an argument of same x. Now in this case we just need to mention that to do x dot status. If it is undone, so make it done, so we need to mention that the status should be true and show list again. If the to do status is already true, then it should be false, and again we need to mention the show to do list. So if I click this one, see, both will work, and any of the new data which you will add and test here, that will also work perfectly. Okay, same goes for the delete one also. You just need the ID. Just copy this one, instead of done, make it delete, or I will go for the DELL, any of the name of the function, and call the function here with the same argument. Now in this case you need to go for a splice function. In the splice function you need to mention the starting value and the ending value, obviously, but with the count of the element, and after that show list. Let's check. Perfect. Okay, in this case you can make a condition. If windows dot confirm, please confirm before deleting. So you will get an confirmation message if you want to delete it or not. This one. Perfect. Okay guys, so this is how a small to do, not a bigger one, that just like a normal to do thing. Okay, if you want to go for a large one, like just like Microsoft to do or anything else, okay, for that you need to mention different functions according to the date, time, or you can go for the files. Okay, that will obviously take some time and a lot of logics to be made completely. Okay, so in this case we are done with the to-do list. You can go for this and you can check the code at our website. I will provide there also the whole code.